So Diddy is apparently possibly becoming free. It's a lot of headlines going on. I don't know what's the actual truth. Apparently, yesterday people were saying he's going to be freed by Friday. Now they're saying that he was denied bail. And apparently I heard that he's supposed to get sentenced October 7th. But there's a possibility that he's not finna get that much time. Like, he might get to walk out free. So let's go ahead and watch this Zebby video because this is the only thing I really trust with news like this.
Diddy's trial is coming to an end. Let's talk about how the case is looking for him so far. Not good. The answer is it's not looking good. But you know that, duh, what are we talking about on this channel? Diddy had a problem. Now to get more specific, it's because the case against Diddy is very strong. Since we've been watching him for years.
This is very quiet. Did he post this on YouTube? Because this is very quiet.
It seems that prosecutors have built a very solid case. And the charges that they went for are charges that are not that hard to prove, but can add up to a lot of years. It's as simple as this. The prosecutor will say, okay, Diddy had freak-offs. We all know that. Everybody says, yes, we know that. But in those freak-offs, he flew people out, then paid them to watch Netflix. If you don't know what that means, look in the comments. Now, this is illegal because you can't pay people to watch Netflix in the United States, except for very select places. The prosecution said, but he did, though. Here are the text messages of him telling people, I'm going to fly you out and pay you, and here are the flight records of him.
You want to know something crazy? Off topic, a lot of your favorite athletes and rappers do that. They fly out girls just to they let them know. I knew this one girl. No, I knew a lot of girls. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna talk about this one girl. She was pretty popular on Instagram, and she would always tell me about how some type of famous rapper was trying to fly her out. One time she would show me her DMs, and Nick Cannon was in that. I didn't see Chris Brown in that. I didn't see some popular athletes in that. I think one of them was I think it was Odell, low key. It was someone big. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, allegedly. These are some big name people. I'm not gonna lie. But Nick Cannon wanted that 14 shot on Soul, he did. But yo, it was a lot. All of them were trying to fly her out. They was going to give her some extra bread on the side, aka, you feel me, buy her a couple bags so it looks legit. And she was going to suck their dick. It was probably going to piss on her because apparently she'd been pissed on before by. I'm not going to say who it was, but it was a pretty popular rapper. Y'all probably know him. And nigga, after that, she go back home. I'm not gonna lie. That's the process, bro. Now, why do these high profile people pay for pussy? I don't know. Apparently, I was talking to somebody else. Apparently, it's just easier that way rather than trying to fake Riz or fake talk to somebody and get in their pants that way. It's just easier to pay and then get on with your business. Plus, they're rich, so they gotta like that. But yo, I'm not gonna lie. This isn't as crazy of a thing as y'all may think it is. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm flying people out. That's very hard to defend.
Let me not say it's not crazy. It is crazy, but it's very common.
Yes, that's already up to 10 years. And that's only one of the charges. You see where his problems are starting to stack up? It's looking like he most likely will see some time because he can't dodge all of those charges, especially when every single one of those charges has so much evidence. Now, Diddy's lawyers understand this, so they're putting all of their focus towards the big charge. Diddy used his business to do illegal things. One of those illegal things being he forced people to watch Netflix. Now, that's already 30 years to life. So Diddy's lawyers are saying, hell no,
that's 30 years to life? Are you serious? It's that much? Yo, I didn't think it was that much. Damn. Shit. I mean,
Who that prosecution? The prosecution brings out a few of Diddy's exes. They all said, yup, Diddy absolutely.
Take stream off followers only is not good mods unless bots are coming. Now, we only do followers only because it's just safer.
Forced us to watch Netflix. One of those exes being Cassie. Now,
Pretty
Diddy's
sure.
lawyer, he has to provide doubt. He doesn't have to prove Diddy did this or that. All he has to do is make the story a little bit doubtful. Diddy's lawyer said, well, if they're that unhappy, why didn't they just leave? The prosecutor said, well, that's an easy one. Here's a video of Cassie trying to leave and Diddy putting his hands on her. And that's when Diddy's lawyer said,
yo, who draws these? I'm not gonna lie. They made Diddy a little bit darker than he actually is. I ain't gonna hold you. That nigga look a little bit too dark. I ain't gonna hold you, man.
A part of this trial is he said, she said. Diddy's victim saying Diddy did this. Diddy's lawyer saying, nah, it's just a misunderstanding. Who's the jury gonna believe? Well, when you see a video like this, it's hard to give Diddy the benefit of the doubt. You see what he's capable of. So you start thinking, damn, well, he might have done all those other things. That's why Diddy's lawyer tried so hard to get this video removed. It's to a point where Diddy's lawyers didn't want him to testify on the stand because they didn't want him to look worse. Because the first question you ask him is, why'd you buy 1,000 bottles of baby oil? What's he supposed to say? Because I'm freaky? He's done. So his lawyer said, look, sit down. But now the only...
but that's kind of obvious, though. Like, who needs 1,000 bottles of baby oil? Like, man, he's over here oiling up the assets, you feel me? Probably since he's fucking niggas, he's probably putting it in their booty for lubricant, because if not, they're gonna bleed or some shit. But yo, that's just what he's doing. That's what he's doing. It's obvious. I feel like when cases are obvious, bro, do we really need a jury? Like, do we need a jury for Diddy? Is that really, like, should we really have a jury for Diddy? We already know he did all of this shit. Just lock this nigga up and throw away the key. I'm gonna keep it a beam, cause like we know he was trafficking. We've heard so many stories about that. We visibly seen him beat Cassie. If he somehow beats that case, throw away the American judicial system, because there's no way he should be able to beat that case. I'm gonna keep it a beam. So it's just kind of like, all right, bro, are we like, do we really need a trial system, man?
Stories you hear are of Diddy's victims. You don't hear Diddy defending himself. He said, she said. Now it's about she said. He ain't saying nothing. And all of this is just a small portion of the prosecution's case against Diddy. And I'm going to go into greater detail about the case in a longer YouTube video, but the whole gist of this video is just for you to get the vibe of the case. Why it's not looking good.
Okay, so thank you for that, Zevi. Now let's get to present day. If you didn't know about the case, that's basically what it is. They're just bullshitting. Diddy's lawyers are really good at their job, and they're just trying to bullshit around technical terms. Everybody in the fucking world knows he did everything. Even my mother and father, and they don't even be on social media. But it's about, what they're trying to do is play at the technicalities. Okay, technically, he did have 1,000 bottles of baby oil, but I mean, you never know. He could just be a really ashy nigga. So you feel me? What really is? They're trying to do a lot of that bullshit, and they're also not trying him for like the crazy shit, because you know Diddy has connection, he has money, so they just. And plus, if they did try him, he'd probably start snitching, and maybe even a lot of other people would go down. Maybe even the U.S. president of the United States would go down. So this is where we're getting to present day.
Diddy Combs has just been found guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution, but not guilty on sex trafficking and racketeering charges. Now, the biggest charge here was the RICO charge, and he's been found not guilty. I'm outside of the Manhattan courthouse right now, where there's a big crowd, and I'll be back with more soon. John Diddy Combs.
Okay, so basically, he's denied bail after conviction. They denounced him of sex trafficking, which if you really know ball, there's no way he should have been denied of that. I mean, the only way he's not is because he got connections, because it's very obvious he was. But he was I think also not racketeering. He was denied of that, but prostitution they did convict him of. So he'll probably get 20 years. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah.
Count 1, racketeering conspiracy, not guilty. Count 2, not guilty. Count 3, guilty. Count 4.
So they didn't even convict him of any of the serious shit. It's just the prostitution. And in all reality, since he's so famous, typically they'll make you serve 20 years. Potentially, he could just serve 5 years probation. I'm not gonna lie. With how shit like this goes, you never know. So this nigga's low-key kind of finna be free. I'm not gonna lie. Now you got memes like this.
Drive through city, looking for a wife. I put his head in the bed.
Diddy's lawyer, after successfully pulling off the greatest comeback in U.S. history, I'm not gonna lie, give that nigga's lawyer some head or some bullshit. Like, yo, give him a pat on the back and a cigar. That man really succeeded. Wait, what did? Diddy smiled and told family, I'm gonna be home soon. After he visibly beat that woman. Man, oh man. All right. Well, that's basically all to know right now about the case. I mean, so far it kind of looks like he's gonna be set free. I'm not gonna lie. if we look at the comments of this, Diddy has been denied a 1 million bond request. Yo, 1 million is crazy. He's been denied a 1 million bond request after he was found not guilty of sex trafficking and racketeering and convicted of blah 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 blah. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. This shit disgusting. Now I don't know if he has Jayoma or Saul Goodman or Harvey Dent or Mike Ross as his lawyer, but whoever he has as his lawyer, man,
bro, ain't
I need to hire that nigga full time. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see what Dooley got to say about this.
bro, ain't no way that Diddy beat his case and is roaming the streets free right now. How do you let a freakazoid like that roam the streets again? Bro literally created the word freak-offs. That sounds like a mini boss level in hell. Did a human trafficking empire and blew up a car.
And they said, you know what? We think you definitely deserve to be free.
If this man lawyer beat another case, the Avengers might have to recruit that man. Diddy and Young Thug were both living like GTA villains in their own right. But
Yeah,
Brian Steele?
Nah, the fact that Young Thug and Diddy off in the same year? If y'all seen the Young Thug case too, that nigga, he should never see the light of day again. I ain't gonna, I don't know how he got off. But Diddy, yeah, man. Money, moral of the story, if you got money, you can get off of anything, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
He can have you walking out of court like you just did jury duty for a parking ticket. How do you beat a girl on the news and you still win the case?
Crazy.
And during the case, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it.
This man Diddy was rubbing other people's nut on his nipples after they smashed his girl. And they said,
I didn't, what the fuck? Yo, I never heard about this. What? Was I not keeping up with the case? What the fuck?
we should let that guy free. Personally, that would have been enough for me to get him in jail. I think that's a reason to send him away. If you think the Diddy parties was crazy beef,
Sure.
imagine the next party he throw.
And that's why people who have trauma do not say anything. The court don't do shit.
America's judicial system is crazy, but I ain't gonna lie. Nigga, imagine that next fucking Diddy party, bro. That Diddy party that he gonna throw as soon as he gets out, man. I ain't gonna lie, that shit finna be peak. I ain't gonna lie. That shit finna, they finna have all the 16 and 15-year-olds in that joint. They finna have all the big booty niggas in that joint. They finna have all the baby all of the shit, man. That room, that house is finna stink, man. I'm not gonna lie, that shit gonna be crazy. That shit about to be turned. Yo, I don't want to be nowhere near that shit, man. Yo, Diddy finna be thanking the devil. He finna be worshiping the devil at that shit, because that's the only way he got off. I ain't gonna lie, man. Shit. But, basically, that's what it is. I seen on Twitter, I want to show y'all, just so y'all know I'm not capping. Diddy's gonna be free. I said it here first. There's no way they're accusing this nigga bro, how did he not, I'm sorry. If he didn't get convicted of the Cassie shit and we all seen evidence, he literally made a public apology for the shit. And the court was still like, nah, that nigga ain't do it. I'm sorry, that nigga finna be out, man. Yo, Diddy parties all 2020, all the rest of 2025, man. Shit gonna get crazy. I ain't gonna hold you.